Jelly legs today. Finally caught up with me. A couple of days on the belt squats and legs are jelly. Jumped on the bike this morning, did an hour on it, and that really solidified the jelliness. So I don't have a lot of reps in me. So I decided not to belt squat today and just do Hatfields, load up some weight. I managed to do 180 for 10, but it was way heavier than normally is. Used a lot of arms. But still, I think the Hatfields have value in their own little way. It's different to the belt squats. The belt squats, makes weight seem way heavier than it actually is. And Hatfields make weight seem a lot lighter than the weight actually is. So it's kind of like two extremes. With the Hatfields, obviously, there's an upper body component to it, so you can really load up on the eccentric portion of the lift. So you control it as much as you can on the way down, and then when you hit the rock bottom of the lift, then you can use your upper body, your lats, to really kind of get you out of the concentric struggle that otherwise would be with a weight like that. With the belt squat, man, it's just constant tension to the quads. You can stay upright as much as you can. Obviously, there's a component as well, of the arm supporting you, but the weight, it's not non-linear. It's pretty much a linear type of weight. What it is on the concentric, it is on the eccentric as well, and it allows you to really bias the quads. So both of them are hand supported. But one, like the belt squat, man, that really loads you up in an interesting way. So I didn't have a lot of work capacity today after the bike, so I worked on my forearms. I'm thinking about I've been doing this like twice a week for the last week or so, maybe 2 weeks. I want to do it another few weeks, and then I'll start getting to benching again and try exploring. But this is an absolute must for me to be able to bench effectively without pain. This hasn't been the case always with me. There was a day, once upon a time last year, that I messed around with banded bench press. And I did that for a little while, maybe like 2 or 3 sessions. And my elbows lit up like I've never had trouble with before. Never. I mean, like I would bench all the time and it wouldn't never cause any trouble. But the moment I put the bands on, the overloading aspect, the accommodating resistance nature of it, at the top, the weight is way heavier than you can handle. And so just unracking the weight probably exposed the medial side of my elbow, the ulnar side. And then I've had trouble ever since. And it wasn't until I started messing around with these arm wrestling exercises, pronation, supination, that I discovered something and allowed me to put some work into the bench press again, which eventuated into a whole stack of bench press PRs. I went from 140 to 152 in a matter of weeks. And it was all in the background of me getting rid of the pain. So I don't quite understand exactly what's going on with I was calling this exercise the hammer exercise because I was using just a hammer. Now I've loaded it up with some dumbbells and a belt, or I've got this towing strap from a hardware store. And so now I just do this and I feel amazing. So this year has been an interesting one. Like I've basically sorted out, I've found solutions to all of my aches and pains. Some pains have been with me for a very long time, man. We're talking years on and off with hip pain, thinking it's one then the other, thinking that's a third thing. Now I've kind of worked out that it's something got to do with the quads. I don't quite understand it. But things like the belt squat, things like leg extensions, isometrics, anything that has me upright and pushing does something to my legs, feels good. And when I move away from that for too long, even leaning over and squatting would hurt. So I think it's a proximal tendinopathy of some sort. I don't know which head of the quads. I want to say it's more the lateral. I don't quite understand it. For a long time, I thought it was related to my TFL because of the proximity to the pain site. It's very close. But now it seems to be like I can put in a lot of work and feel good. Another thing that helped me with my hip pain was the abduction work, standing leg, straight leg abductions, kneeling leg abductions, all sorts of abductions would target it as well. So I don't know, maybe it's the rectus femoris because he has communication with the hip flexion part of the quad. I don't know. There's a lot of things there to me that I don't 100% know, but I've kind of worked out what to do. I don't quite understand the intricacies of it, what's firing, what's not, what's the trouble, but I know which motions are making me feel good. So the belt squat feels good, head feel good, leg extensions feel good, abductions of the hip feels really good, and with the elbows, do some pronation, sometimes supination, but it seems like the pronation part feels better. So I'm doing pronation a lot, and when you feel healthy, man, you can get stronger. But if you're continuously hitting the rev limiter on the pain, every once in a while, every time you ante up the work that's required to get stronger, and you always hit a pain barrier and it makes you regress, you're just spinning your wheels in sand. So now that I feel healthy, things are starting to look really, really good. And, judging by the deadlift the other day, seems like I've got some strength progression there, which is really, really good. So I'll just continue doing as I am. Appreciate you guys. I will catch you in the next one. Peace out.